Hey guys, Janelle here from janellemma.com. Outsourcing. I want to talk to you today about outsourcing and about how you should be doing it or how you can be doing it to help your business grow more. Now, I was someone that was not wanting to outsource because I kept thinking to myself, I can do this, I can do all of this, I can learn it, I can learn the skills as I go, and then I can implement those and make my business grow that way. But basically what's been happening is I'm taking too much time away from my family, I'm taking too much time away from doing other fun things that I could be doing, those lifestyle things, and we are trying to sell that lifestyle of network marketing to other people, so we can't contradict that by then not showing that that's the lifestyle we have. So, for me, outsourcing was a big fear because I didn't want someone taking over the tasks that I was doing or taking over, my passwords and my usernames and that sort of thing, which meant that, I felt like they could then go and use that to their own discretion and something bad could happen. So that was a massive fear for me. The other fear was I felt like people would think I was lazy. And I was feeling like I felt like I was, I was telling myself I was lazy by going to outsource. And things like even outsourcing your housework or outsourcing your video editing and that sort of stuff, it's not lazy, it's smarter. You've got to work smarter and not harder. And here I was working a lot harder and spending hours at night when my family were asleep trying to learn new things and then trying to implement that in my business in the next few days and that sort of thing. But it wasn't smarter. It was me working harder and still sitting around the same spot within my business. I was just learning, but not really having the time to then fully implement that properly. So for me, outsourcing has been a big weight off my shoulders and a big kick up the bum to say, this is definitely what you should be doing. So ask yourself if outsourcing is something that you can do for your business. And really think to yourself, when is the time that you should be outsourcing? There's some questions I'm going to give you now that can help you understand whether you should be outsourcing some of your tasks or not. And then obviously, if I ask you these questions and you answer most of them with a yes, but the majority of them with a yes, then you should start outsourcing some of these things, especially some of the ones you don't enjoy the most. So, if you have that inkling of, should I be outsourcing or not? Or if you have the inkling of, I really don't like doing this, surely there's someone else that could be doing this for me, but then you've got that fear there, that's that inkling, that's that, that push that you're giving yourself or that the universe is giving you to say, go and outsource that, which means that you're going to have more time for something else or more family time and that sort of thing as well. So here's some questions that I want to ask you. Number one is, do you wish there were more hours in the day? Yes or no? Number two is, do you feel like there should be more things you could be doing with your time to take your business up a notch, to take it to that next level? Do you think that there could be things that you should be doing or that you could be doing that could help you with that? Yes or no? Number three is, if you could clone yourself, make another one of you and give that clone tasks to do that could keep them busy for at least 10 hours a week, would you do that? Yes or no? Or could you do that? Do you feel that your time is worth more than minimum wage? Yes or no? Do you wish you had more time freedom to spend with your friends or family? Yes or no? Number six is, do you get quite frustrated at the end of each day because you always seem to still have something to do on your to-do list that needs doing the next day? Yes or no? That's me. Are you constantly having to say no or to put aside certain productivity tasks that you love to do to simply not having, because you don't have enough time to do them? That's me. Yes or no? So if you answered yes to half of these, even, there's 7 of those questions there. If you answered yes to at least 3 of those or 4 of those, you need to start outsourcing. Have a look at that for yourself. And I got those questions from the amazing Sherry Brown. If you don't know who she is, go on to sherrybrowncoaching.com. You will see her on there. She started outsourcing last year and, she's now moving her business forward massively because of that. So, and I see that within myself. I see that now that I've started to outsource things, I'm now able to definitely do more things, that the productivity things, the money making activities that I should be doing. And like this morning, I had way more time this morning to do follow-ups with people, which I haven't been able to do for months on end now, because of the fact I was putting these other tasks first to try and get myself out there more into the you know, the social media and into the marketplace. Not only as a stay-at-home mum do we really feel that you want to run a business effectively, but you also want to run a household effectively. And you know, you've got to do things like cooking and cleaning and looking after the kids, taking them to sports and school activities, and you know, that's just the normal everyday life stuff that we need to be doing and that we should be doing. But a lot of us then have to ask someone else to do that for us because we're too busy doing all these small tasks that someone else could be doing if we outsource them. So I just love that you can, you know, go out there for yourself and find someone who's not that expensive that you can outsource. So you can even find people, you can even outsource people like a virtual assistant for yourself that's around $3 to $5 an hour. And that's 100% real. These people are real, they are out there, and then they are legitimately you know, able to help you. And I think because they can be so cheap, that's why I was fearful of them. That's why I was scared of them, because I was like, if they're only $5 an hour, what kind of person are they really? You know, the credibility didn't seem like it was there for me. But then I thought to myself, well, if you can use those type of people and they are only $5 an hour, let's use them. Why not use them? So for me, that was a big smack in the face. And I now want to, you know, give that information and that content to you to help you understand that you can be outsourcing things for yourself as well. So think about how much more time you can focus on those money-making activities if you were to outsource. You know, as I said in my last video on Monday, you need to be doing prospecting and following up and presenting and closing and those sorts of things very, very regularly and consistently. And if you're too busy doing those other tasks, those busy work tasks, then you're not going to be able to be consistent with the money-making activities. And that's when you'll start to see your business go very stagnant or even go backwards. And we don't want that to happen. So as I said, it doesn't have to be expensive. Now let's just look at the things that you could be doing or you could be outsourcing for yourself. Number one is your housework. So that's something I'm going to be looking at next. So, you know, even just look at someone who can do small parts of your housework. They don't have to do every single thing and clean for 4 hours within your house, but there are small things that you could, you know, outsource and ask someone to do for you so you can put more time into your money-making activities. And housework is one of those. Another one could be your washing. You could just have someone that comes around and does your washing or your ironing for you. And that can take a big weight off a lot of people's shoulders, especially people with lots of kids who have lots of school uniforms and that sort of thing that need to be washed and ironed. And, you know, that's just one way to outsource. But then you look at outsourcing for your business. And there's some here I want to read to you. So images and graphics. If you're not good at using Canva or one of those imaging places online that you can make your own images, go and outsource that. I suck at doing good images, and I'm glad I have someone like Kirsty who's on here that can actually do some of these images for me. She's a graphic designer, she can do that for me, so I can outsource her for that. The other one is blog setup. So as I said to you on my last video, Tori Mackle at torimackle.com can set up your blog for you, or she can show you tutorials on how you can do that yourself through her course, her program that she has. So that's another way to outsource, and it doesn't have to be big things that you're outsourcing. These are just those little ones that can help you move along in your business quicker by not having to do those little tiny things throughout the day. Another one is funnels and capture pages. Now, I definitely need someone to do that for me with, you know, the wording and stuff, because I'm not very good at wording. That's something I'll admit, and then that's something I need help on. So I can get someone to help me out with that, with the, you know, the words I can use and things that will attract people by certain words and keywords and SEO and that sort of stuff. So if you don't know much about SEO and you want to learn that, you know, that's where your blog post will be seen in Google, like in the first couple of pages of Google. You want people to see your blog post, or you want them to see your videos and that sort of thing. And if you don't know much about SEO, then you can be outsourcing someone that can help you do that. And then, you know, more people are going to have eyes on your content, because you're now using SEO as something that's leveraging for you, that's helping you out. Another one is email marketing, so automation and that sort of thing for email. That has taken me so long to learn, and I could have just gone and outsourced that for myself. So, you know, that's where I say to you, don't try and learn every single step of that sort of thing when someone could be helping you out to do that for you. You just need to know the basics in case you've got to do a little bit of that yourself here and there. The other one is obviously a social media manager. So that's now what I have. That's what I now use as an outsource, a social media manager. Someone who's a virtual assistant that helps me out with all of my social media projects and sharing in groups and that sort of thing. So for me, that was like a massive, massive wake-up call to have someone do that for me, because I now have so much more time in my day, and it's just incredible to see what that's doing for myself. And the other thing is to make a list of the things that you're doing now that you don't enjoy doing, or make a list of the things that you're doing now that you feel you don't know well enough, and you think to yourself, I've got to learn more of that, or I've got to do some more training on that. Instead of doing more training, why not just go and outsource it? And yes, it's good to learn skills of marketing, skills of network marketing, and skills of how to influence people and that sort of thing, but you can outsource a lot of that until you have time later on to learn more of that sort of stuff. I highly recommend you outsource. I use Upwork.com. I also use Tori Mackle. I use Kirsty Blinson, that's on here. And I just think that, you know, using people to leverage yourself and help yourself to not have to feel overwhelmed like I was in trying to learn so much is just going to help your business move forward even quicker. And that's what we want. We want our business to move forward in a quick pace with momentum and not be stagnant, or not be sitting there because we're trying to learn too many different things instead of training and prospecting and following up and that sort of thing. So I hope that was of value to you today, guys. Please comment below if you outsource and what it is that you outsource. I'd love to know the different things that people are outsourcing in their business, because it may help me, and it could also help the other viewers that are on here that are wondering whether outsourcing is something that they want to do for themselves. And please share this with your team if you think it was of value to you, and I'll see you all on the next video. See ya.